G'day everybody. Now I want to talk about world domination. You ever heard of that? The one world order. There's some clips a little bit about you will own nothing but you'll be happy. Some pretty cool quotes really. But apparently they've given up on it. They went silent. They wanted to speak to see how people would flow with it. Could they put that devil speak in your face and would you laugh at it and they can keep going? Because in a lot of cases they can. Huh? In that case, didn't work out too well for them, so they've gone silent. World order, right? But what's the best way to really get a world order without using a massive army and going around like that dude who goes, I could be nice, and to get that one world order? How could you do it? How would you do it? What kind of algorithm can show us how to do it? How much time should we wait, right? Just give it time, right? What should we do? Well, the best thing to do is to get control from the people, and you want control from the whole world. So if you want to control the whole world, the best plan I could come up with at the moment, which would be a damn good one and easy to do, would be to release a virus. You could say it's natural and all this kind of stuff, but releasing a virus makes people stop working. Now, if you can get people to want to hold, before you do this too, is you put out a lot of bank loans. You make it easy for people to get money all around the world, so they're rich, so you make it happen. They pretty much own the banks. So it's an easy plan for them. So here you go, world domination for you. And you get everyone to get loans, shitload of loans, shit like that. Make them want. They love that. Right? Give them out, make their debt, give out money, make their country debt too. Right? So when you go to speak to them, when you want to go dominate them, they'll have not much choice, and I'm about to tell you. And so they're all got lots of debts. Tell them they're going to pay it off. They're going to get money. It's going to be good in 10 years. And you get them into that trap, right? And then you send it out the virus. Boom! You outburst that virus as well. So you scare effects, stuff like that. And you shut down the system. You allow the ones that work for you to keep on trucking. So you make up a little system where you're going to shut down, but you're cool because we've got an excuse for you, but not enough for you, right? And you do that. And you make a plan. You can do it in lots of little ways. I can guarantee you I can do this, right? Give me a lot of money, right? And I'll tell you, right? And then I'll show you the plan, right? That you could do it with money. Right? I'm pretty much telling you now, right? And you could even have places where it creates this thing for you, right? If you want a fallout guy. Now, if you want a fallout guy, you put out to the public that things created. Because sometimes humans might catch on it. They might have people catch on it. So they're like, shit, what happens if they caught on that we released this virus and we got the outcome? Because people look at who benefits from things. And we just talked about this and that and this. But what they do is they give you little warm-ups. They can talk about a virus that could come, which if you look back before COVID-19, they talked about COVID. They could talk about places that if they're private, right, so you can get rid of private sectors too and become more one big private sector. They talk about that other people and other competitions over there could create such a virus and make them worse and release it as a war tactic, right, as they've been talking about. Then it goes quiet a bit. It goes all quiet. Then they come out with a world domination speech. Then it goes quiet again, right? And then, shaboom, here's COVID. And when they talked about COVID then, they talked about this whole plan, a little bit like I'm talking about now, about what viruses do when you release it, how fucked up common is, and how certain government people who could be in these little plans could say certain things to make it even worse. Because in real freedom, all you can do when a virus comes out in real freedom is tell them it's out and the safety precautions of what they know at that time. With no domination, that's no domination. To get domination and to get the power from them to hand it over, right, is you got to believe you know more. Scare tactics, stuff like that. You cannot look after yourself. Is allows them to get power, like a daughter getting power over an older, their mother and stuff eventually in some cases, right, because they can't function themselves. Someone needs to look after them. And that's what the government's doing to you. You keep handing it over. Every time they get that power and you whinge about it, some people, that's because collectively they gave it over or didn't care, right? And they allow the government to now go, now we're going to put up cost of cigarettes. We're going to do this. We're your big mama. And you're collectively allowing it. Now, if you all collectively suck, your big mama has to change because your big mama actually works for you for real like the other one, but even more because you're all wise enough to know real decisions, as adults, right, of what's actually best for you. But if you give us enough power and we get it, it's going to be hard. It's easy for us to get it. Once we got it, it's really hard to get rid of it, right? Because you need a lot to get rid of it if you look back in history when laws come. So it's not a wise thing to fuck up in those areas or be lazy, is it? Otherwise, you're losing your power. That's why you see people gain power and lose it, because people that got the power fought and died for it in World War II. Now they're old and dead and gone or too lazy to worry about it. And the other ones that didn't care are letting it all go and let the power go because they're lazy and not checking things. And repeat. Because things aren't done in certain areas. Right? And so when it comes to world domination, you do that to cripple the economy. Right? Send out the virus, you lock them up as long as you can, you cripple these areas, you allow these other areas to get even stronger, which is what people are talking about. So the rich got richer because they were the biggest ones, could do the things better and all this kind of crap, and we only need a little bit. And so it made it actually worse for that sector and small business and the actual power of the people. It actually made it worse. Right? And the people knew this. The people wanted to get out because they're financially getting fucked. Right? Who's going to fix this? When the government said take a holiday off and businesses, they didn't give you a pay. They gave some extra, other people extra pay, made sure they're right. But when they did that, technically, they should have been paying for their rent. Then you pay, we'll shut down. You pay for our rent, and our lowest average, I guess, we made $100,000 a week. You pay that too, and we'll be happy to do what you said for everybody. You pay for it. Or the business that are open, half their profits go to us then. They pay for it. Who pays for this? Do we just take it up the arse like always? Because what happens when you do? I'm about to tell you. And it's not a good one, right? And what happens is you get all these debts, right? All the people are in debt. Now most people in debt, definitely lower class ones and that. The ones that are not in debt, the ones that weren't, right? But the ones that are all trying to get somewhere and nearly did, right? And could have been competition for these other ones and everything. But no, good for them, eh? Good for the big richies to end up supporting and paying for the ones that create these laws, people, right? And everyone else gets this debt that they can't pay for. Then what they do is they release it out now. They go, debt's big enough. All right, we'll make things all better again. Right? We could even put out a phone. You could even say that a virus was something that wasn't and put out a needle and say that they could heal you, but when it's really gone. There's so many things that could happen really behind the scenes if they don't give out the truth, which they don't. They don't have to, and they've made all these loopholes. You wouldn't really know the truth. That's why we have so much propaganda out there, because they don't allow us to get the clear truth of certain areas that creates propaganda, because it's left open as, well, you're probably right, or it's not that, but it's something we don't want to tell you. And that's not good. Creates a lot of propaganda and conspiracy theories, doesn't it? Right? You can stop that easy with 100% truth and fact, not just saying that it's this, by showing it. And the more you show in areas, the better. Right? That's what gets rid of areas. And if you've got something that's arced up and people are actually starting to believe it, what's a week of showing some evidence and put it out there and go, it's there, it's on YouTube, it's on this area. It won't go on the news, it's a lot there, but there's the proof, we're telling you it's real now, and if you don't believe us, go check out YouTube, and we'll go from there after you've seen the clip. Get it? Right? But anyway, back to world domination. They won't do that because it's world domination, right? I keep going to this, something wrong with me. I always say that to people. I always go, something wrong with me because I think so different than everyone else. And I don't even want to do it. Something wrong with me. Someone punches me out sometimes, and sometimes I don't want to fight back. I'm like that these days than when I used to be when I was younger. Something wrong with me. Don't you think? That's what I think, because you just become a bitch in a world like that, being too nice and stuff and taking it. Something wrong with you. That's how I had to stop helping myself getting out of certain things. Something wrong with me. What am I doing? Why do I keep helping something that can't be helped? There's something wrong with me. Right? And anyway, that's what God must feel that he's real, right? Must be something wrong with him. To make all his life and dedication to watching everything and trying to fix things that just won't be. Better off letting it go, wouldn't it? And just watch it. It'd be a better experiment. But anyway, back to world domination. And so what they do is make everyone scared, and then they can bring in laws and pretend that they're going to do all this to help you, but really it's to control and dominate you. The only way, the best way to find out all this is to look out when these things start to happen. So you look around the world and you go, what did happen? What happened here? What do they do? Who's in what now? And do we feel like more bitches now and lost more power now because of the actions of the power, what they did? And what power have they got more? Did they get more power for doing this to us and this thing coming out? Or did we just lose everything and they got more powerful? Big businesses and the government with extra laws? What do you reckon? That's what you'd see. And if you see that, that's because it's heading in that direction. It's not for you. It's heading to the world domination. Right? And in fact, that head in that direction, that would have beat you up if you're outside. Just want to be my own self, I won't get sick. They'll beat you up. It's like the copper wants to come inside, right? We just want to come in and talk, but if you don't, I can literally use my powers now to get upset that you don't want to talk to me. I've got a legit reason too. There's an incident, but we haven't got really exact things, so technically there's no reason to come in and do such a thing to threaten people's lives, right? We're going to come in and do it anyway, right? It's domination. It's literally, if you don't abide by it, if you hold up a knife, if you swear at us too much, you're going to get these consequences. Even though we could do other actions that doesn't even need to be this one to solve it, right? That's how you know which direction are they heading. They're easy dominating, or they're there for us, and when you're there for people, it does take a little bit more time. There's other steps. Which country do you live in, everybody? What way is your country heading? And the more of these countries, and we all get together and go, shit, they're all doing this, then there we're getting closer to world domination, right? And if the best countries that we hear that are meant to be this are actually not, then what do you think the worst ones are? That's perhaps why they're like that. You get it? So hopefully this world domination thing doesn't happen. If it ever happens, whatever happens out there when it comes to the world, not one group can stop it, not 100,000, not 1 million. They could all know the truth and try to stop it and just be them to try to stop it. They won't able to against the other 7 billion. All right? So where do you think we're more headed, and why we do the actions we do is because of the way we are and how we're connected and how humans take a while to change. Could you really just put out the truth, a king and all this, and they've tried, have the evidence, and be able to have people go, okay, we've got together on that country, got the evidence, let's go do this? Could we? We were talking about it when it comes to Israel and Gaza and all that. You know, Israel's doing the same move they did to Gaza. So in Gaza, right, it's just a little off of the one dealing with domination. I'm going to finish it off here with a bit of chatterbox today. But in Gaza, they used it. They had weapons in certain areas and bomb statues and all this stuff in the hospitals and this and that. They used excuses as far as I'm concerned, right? Because they don't show enough proof. Until I see proof, that's what I would say. As there's areas they've left open and not answering, right? They just use certain same tactics of speech, right? That's my opinion. Everyone has their opinion and people have worse opinions than that, right? But I just go with facts, right? Like tearing up the road and using a bulldozer to do it, thinking there's bombs in there and we'll blow up a bulldozer and a person to find. How stupid is that to find a bulldozer, to find a bomb using a bulldozer? How stupid is that? You do that just tearing up a road, yeah? Because that's what they were doing, right? If you're looking for bombs, you would have metal detectors and certain ways to do things. We know this, but apparently everyone doesn't care, right? Blind to it, under a spell or something, maybe. But anyway, they rip out roads, they bomb these places, everyone's taking the excuses, yeah, they defend himself, he's looking for his couple of survivors. Good for him, why he destroys and makes other people think just like him. That's why they're getting these enemies, because they've got the same thing too. This group here raped your people from this area, but then you come in and raped our people and bombed our innocent kids and shit. And so to us, what you said about them, you dickhead. You get it? That's what they're causing. That's what they've caused. Well, that's why their war's getting worse. They're trying to make it like they're not the bad guy. They're creating their problem, right? Making it worse. Just like the system attacks us and have said to me, right? We create the problem if we attack back in certain ways, right? Apparently, as far as I'm concerned, this system that teaches us in a lot of Western areas is just take it up the fucking arse and get a lawyer. If you can't afford it, then you're taking it up the arse, isn't it? Right? There's no truth and justice out there for people, and the free ones, we all know about that. But anyway, Israel did all this bombing, all these words and tactics, right? while they went over there, apparently got all these things, were a threat. They had to do it, right? Their soldiers would have definitely died, apparently, if they went in and did anything legitly. Or they just can't lose another soul. There's a couple of thousand to all their people. It's just too much. And all those other little attacks, even though they can say both about little attacks. We don't want to hear about their little attacks. You're doing little attacks as bad as each other. You've been doing it for years. Let's talk about the now. And in the now, you're not even looking good, right? Like the coppers would say, in the now. Why'd you bomb that now? You just heard you because you said there was weapons in there. You could have went in there and said it. How about I bomb my neighbour because I knew that he stabbed someone and he had a bomb in there, and I bomb him first. Because to Israel, and he's already come over and killed a child of mine, but instead of calling the cops, I just get to bomb him. Because if the cops come in, the cops might get shot or something. And so I bombed him just to end it. So there's no other loss of life, eh? What do you reckon, Israel? Fucking just like you. Boom! There he goes. You already attacked us. I got the story. Buried the kid. Right? Coppers couldn't do anything. And if they called him again because he just tried to shoot another one, I just bombed him. Don't worry about it, coppers, because he might shoot at you. Right? That's what Israel's pretty much doing, things like that. And so what are they doing now? They said they didn't do all that and it's close now. Now they're actually doing the same tactics to a country that they didn't even need to go kill. Didn't need to attack. Now they're going to probably say, oh, there's bombs in their one and stuff like that. We'll probably hear, but they're not. If they were, they should have been talking about it ages ago, not now. Right? We know they weren't. They're probably running all good. In fact, if they didn't attack, nothing would have changed. If they know this thing's in there so much, why can't they sneak in? They get the evidence, show the world the evidence of these things in those buildings. That's what I'll do. I couldn't do it unless I had that. Recent too. So you need to recently show you what's outside built so we know what your videos and the spy videos right up to